Well, guys, yesterday, I don't even know what today is. I think it's Wednesday, I'm not sure. It's the 17th of February, 2021. Yesterday I was cleaning some guns, and when I went to show the dirty water that I had this on the tripod, and instead of taking the camera and showing you, I lifted the whole tripod. The magnet is strong enough to hold it there as long as I don't bump it, and I bumped it, and this thing went bloop, 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 and went underwater. I picked it up immediately and kind of held it out this way because of the opening over there for the USB, and turned it back on, and it started to work. So it seems to be okay. Just had a good plunge and cleaning. So, but I did post that video of this going in, I believe. If not, it will be going up shortly. I may have put it on a schedule, I'm not sure. Now, yesterday I was working on this because there's nothing wrong with this except for one thing. I haven't got the tripod here. Where the hell did I put the tripod? Anyhow, this is a frequency counter. It helps out a lot. It's a little inexpensive one. It works. Let's put it that way. So, but the problem being is, this is the on-off switch. You would normally hold the button down. I'll try it just to see. I don't think it's going to happen right now. No. Okay. Now, here's what happens. Oh, it did come on. Alright. So it did come on. It's a little dim, however. There we go. So what happens is, you can move this down to power off. And when you do, you hit it and the screen goes blank. Power off, hit it. Shows me down there that power's off, power's off. However, that light will stay on constantly, and it drains the battery. I have this now to charge it. So I said, well, that's no good. I got to put a switch on this so I can kill the battery. So in other words, shut off the battery so that that light does not drain the battery. And that's what was happening. So I finished it up today. I came out and I screwed it back together. It was all done yesterday, but I didn't put it back together. And then I plugged this in, and when I plugged it in, the light came on. Well, no matter which way I put this switch, that light stays on. So that light is indicating power, but it's coming in off of this apparently, and the back door of the battery. So I don't know when is on or off or charging or not. Now I just found that out just a second ago while I was talking to you. Let's turn this on again. Oh, I gotta hold it for a second. Forgot about that. Power on. Okay, so it's nice and bright. So when the switch is up, that's on. So I'm gonna have to put an on label there and off down here. When I turn this off, see how it dims? So this won't charge unless this is up. So I have to make sure that I have that on when this is in charge mode. And when I'm done, I can turn it off at the end of the day to disconnect the battery so that it doesn't drain out. It was a simple procedure, but I didn't pay attention to the wiring on the switch. So I didn't remember if it was up or down when I put it in there, because this is the second switch I tried. The first switch was just a little slide switch, but it just wasn't working. It worked and it didn't work. It worked and it didn't work. I need a switch that's a little bit more beefier, that sticks out more, but at least I hear it clicking. The other one, you heard nothing. So the other one looked better because it looked like this switch up here on the top. That switch right there. And over here. So it blended in. However, it just didn't cut it. So now this switch, you would think, would turn it on and off as well. I actually thought at one time that was an on-off switch. There's no markings on it, and there's nothing in the literature that talks about it. So I have no idea what that switch is for. Now how this one works is you kind of like, once it's on or off, whichever you decide to do at that point, there's the frequency. If I was to take a radio, like, let's take mine and see if it's charged up enough.
12.
And I key the mic on this, it gives me a frequency and the tones. So if I had a tone in this, it would be reading out down here with the CT, CSSs, and the CDC. And the frequency is 159.473, which is probably 475. Because, again, it works, it's within reason, This is probably low on the batteries, and that's what it is. So, alright, so now that we know that's there, I'm going to push this down. Let's go down to power off. Push this back down again. Power off. Turn the power off, which I thought would be doing it. It counts down and goes off. And that is it, but I do have to leave this on and let it charge. So that's kind of where we're at with that. So it's done and out of the way. So we're pretty well set there. I got to change the USB cable on this. This cable, I moved the thing and ripped the cable out without even realizing it, and I put a little kink in it down here. So because of that, it wants to connect, disconnect, connect, disconnect. So what I need to do is put a new cable on it, which is easy. I got tons of them around here. And then I'm still trying to decide how to get around this Office 365 authentication. I tried scanning the QR code with both phones with the Wi-Fi on, and it wouldn't work. So it wants an active phone. Why does it need an active phone? You know what I mean? Why does it need that? So, you know, to me it's just bull. It would be easier for me just to do it, but I don't want to just do it because I don't want to give out something that I don't feel I should be giving out for something that should be done on a computer if I'm working on a computer. The emails are not on my phone, they're on the computer. You know? And what happens if you haven't got a phone? Then what? What happens if I have a phone and let's just say I have, what are those ones that they give they give a good deal on them, or they give them to you, I guess if you're disabled or something like that. Oh, the Jitterbug, I think it's called. Doesn't do much of anything. There's a friend of mine that still has a flip phone. All he does is make phone calls with it. He doesn't care about anything else. So what would you do if that was the case? You know, you got to go out and buy a new phone? I said, well, borrow a phone. Use somebody else's phone. Oh, come on. You know, that's crazy. So, all right, you know, they just want to suck information out of you. That's all they want to do. All right, guys, let me finish doing what I'm doing, get the morning started. It is 11:34 a.m. I do think it's Wednesday, and